Well, we've gone on Week Mini Bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat. We've got Super VH, we've got Raph here, we've got Gurov the Bar, Soldier, long time no see, welcome, good to see you. Razorquake46, Curtis Richardson, Amy Anderson, Daniel Coopin, Ben Gates, Damon Sweeky, Mr. Steeler, Void Edits, Wolfman, Mercenary Terror, and Oktar, one of our channel members. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for your support, for the just being here, and for channel members, and for our moderators. But we'll get to the credits in a little bit. And thank you to you watching the replay, because I know you guys are out there, and I do see your comments, and I appreciate every single one of them. And how about we go ahead and get to the news? And I do have some new figures to talk about. This weekend's event is called Magnus Opus. I have no idea whether it has anything to do with Ultra Magnus or Sentius Magnus, as you may have seen on the thumbnail of this video, but the only image they gave us in the newsletter was the same as last week's, and I wanted to do something new. I said, hey, Magnus, we've got two Magnuses, so let's go ahead and throw them on there. That's what that is. So whether they play into it at all, I have no idea. But I have a feeling one or the other are going to. We'll find out, I suppose. And why is my button not working? Let's try this. Okay, fine. Be that way. You can take part in this weekend's event to win up to 5 of those 500,000 XP items, 20 million Energana alloy, 30,000 premium shards, 7,500 3-star shards, 2,500 4-star shards, 200,000 spark, and a War for Cybertron skin core. We all love those, don't we? And this is an individual event. Starts at the usual Friday start time, ends the usual Monday stop time. One big prize list is so only one prestige, and super XP throughout the event. You got to be headquarters level 4, and don't have to be in an alliance. Just hit that yellow event button, pick your zone, win the battle, collect the points, and collect your prizes. Event battle zones are the standard battle zones, and here is a list of the prizes. It's a pretty short prize list. 10,000 points is the max for the event, so it's a pretty short one. If you just want to go play, you could probably get it done pretty quickly, and then get back to doing your PvP or take the weekend off. Or maybe you don't care about these prizes and you just want to take a weekend off. This is a nice time. Might as well. Space Ape has taken the week off too. You know, you can take one too if you haven't already. Yeah, so there you go. So it's pretty standard individual event. And like I said, Space Ape is taking the week off. They did show us, if you haven't seen it in the game already, who the CyberPass skins are going to be for this saga. It's G2 Skydive and G2 Bone Crusher. And yeah, so that's those are the skins. I don't really have any jokes like we did with the slingshot, like GPS slingshot. that was 2 passes ago, wasn't it? Yeah, so that was basically it. There was no other news. We don't know what the new bots are coming. We don't know what the new combat bots are coming. I imagine we'll get a pretty good bevy of information next week. The headquarters, or the Alliance headquarters, is going to be coming soon, and but nothing's finalized yet, so I don't really want to talk about it just yet. But we'll definitely be seeing that, and we'll definitely talk about it during one of these weekly streams. I may even do a separate video for that. Oh, let's see. Yeah, community corner time. We've always got somebody who's very excited for that. So let's go over here and start off with our good friend Razorquake, who makes custom cars in Forza Horizon insert number here. And so we've got Cliff Jumper. So he's a fan, for fans of the Crosshairs Productions might know the inspiration. I've heard of him, but I don't know the inspiration. Bumblebee from the end of the Bumblebee movie, beginning of Rise of the Beasts. You know, so yeah, I can see it. Good. And oh, we've got Police Car Bumblebee, because I can. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done more of that. You know, Deco Bumblebee as some other kind of a vehicle. I mean, we've seen like the Stealth Bumblebee, you know, the Black Bumblebee, or something like that. But we haven't ever seen a Camaro as a police car. That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. If you got a spare Bumblebee laying around, that might make for a pretty cool custom. Oh, and then the real police car, we've got Barricade from his Last Night deco, which is it's kind of hard to see in here, but it does have like that really deep shade of blue. And you know, even in the movie, I didn't really notice it. It wasn't until I got the toy, the Last Night Barricade toy in hand, that I was like, you know, this guy's kind of blue. So, but yeah, I see you've got that there. So yeah, well done. Oh, we've got Flame War over here. Nice. And Super VH is coming in with this is from the Wreckers collection, the Wreck and Rule collection. We've got Leadfoot and is that Ractonite? I think came with him. That Styracosaurus. We've got him all fossilized, not weaponized. These guys were fossilized. So really cool, nice. And Abomination is coming in. We've got, you know, really decked out the Siege Ultra Magnus with Fire Drive, Top Shot, and yeah, hang on. It says it lost the camera. Oh, is it Master Dominus? Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, I don't know what just happened, but it just, all of a sudden, it decided to not see the camera anymore, so I had to figure out what happened. Hey, we can always have this guy show up. Yeah, he's always around there in the background, so... Yeah. So we got Siege Ultra Magnus equipped with Fire Drive, Top Shot, Flak, Lionizer, Sound Barrier, Pterodactyl, Laser Beak, and Ravage. Really decked him out there. So he's got a couple of guys hanging out on his back, which also become missile launchers over the shoulder. So that's cool. Laser Beak is some like extra leg armor, as if he needed any. So yeah, what nicely done. Nicely done. Robert C4 has created a custom RID 2015 Heat Seeker out of a Combiner Wars Ironhide. Let's see, can we see this picture a little bit bigger? Yeah. Here we go. So yeah, that's nice. And you know, when I first saw this, I was thinking that you know, it didn't do that striped very well. But then I saw the actual picture. Of it's supposed to be kind of ragged like that. So in that case, you did a really good job. So yeah, so it kind of helps when you know the inspiration. So yeah, very cool. And there he is with some of the other Stunticons. So very well done there, Robert. And Ironhide is coming in with his creations of the Zapbots. This one is Bridge. Turns into a little jet there. And these are all in our stream submissions chat. You can always come back over. There's a lot of story. I have to say, I have not had a chance to go read any of that yet. It is on my list of things to do. But we've got another one, and this is Knife. Okay, cool. Is that an axe or a hammer? It's got kind of a little radar dish thing there, and I'm not sure about that alt mode. Some kind of a hovercraft or something. And then that's actually a pretty cool looking bot. Lighting. Nice. It handles the information flow for the ancient Zapbot Council. Nicely done. And let's see. Ironhide's in the chat. He says you can read a story in 1 or 2 poopins. I'll have to bookmark that and try to keep that in mind. Thanks for sharing that. Let's see. So Razorquake here came in at the last second, added a little bit more because the Hasbro had a panel at San Diego Comic-Con today, this afternoon, like not too long before the stream. In fact, I don't have any of those pictures to talk about, but we got a little bit his version of Ultra Magnus, because there is a Studio Series Commander class Ultra Magnus coming, and it looks pretty good. I haven't delved in detail into it, but it definitely looks good. Super VH says they're not even done yet. So we a Ratchet, I think that was like a Voyager class Studio Series Ratchet, which is no surprise. Well, as soon as we got the Ironhide, we knew there would be a Ratchet coming eventually, right? Last but not least, we've got Nightbird. And it says, I know I showed this before, but she did get her Studio Series reveal. Yes, so we did get have a Studio Series Nightbird coming, which does look a little bit better than the one we got in the 3-pack, which mine is laying down on the job right now. But we'll take a look at it in a little bit, I guess. But yeah, so that's it for our community corner. Thank you all for your submissions. And we'll come back over here and just finish off. There's the link. You guys know what it says. Instagram and Twitter at Engineer Hoist. Infrequent, but I did put up one not too long ago. You know, we did unbox the Nemesis on Monday. We had a fun time, and at the end there, it inspired me to actually take a picture and post on Instagram. So, yeah, so it happens. Oh, it's time for the credits, and thank you to everybody for your support, channel members, and also thank you to the moderators for the help out in the chat as well as the Discord server. If you'd like to join the Discord server, there is a link, as always, in the description of this video. Come on over, say hi, hang out, and looking into a pretty fun little feature over there. And there's some limitations to it, and it costs a little bit of money, but I think it'll be a fun thing to do. And it does involve, it is related to AI. So, you know, Super VH and some of the other moderators, we've been kind of testing it out, and it's been a good time until we ran into those limits. So we still got a few things to figure out before we bring it out to everybody. But you know, and it may not be for everybody exactly, but it's going to be fun. So anyway. Yeah, and no lights were broken during the most recent Titan unboxing like it was during the previous one. Because I learned my lesson and I moved the lights away. That's her right back there, by the way. It's kind of hiding in the shadows. Yeah, alright, so... crystal cracking, right? We do crystals at this point. Don't have many, but we've got a good one. So we've got a couple of good ones actually. So we'll go ahead and get this premium combat chip out of the way, and it's a duplicate trench foot. We got a couple of power cord chips. And this motion sensing mine. How could I forget crystal cracking? Right. EMP shock. You got a G metal chip here. These must have been from the event. And that's what, adaptive shielding? Yeah, I'll think about that. Alright, so we've got 30 premiums, which are probably going to be Dupe City, as being called out by Mega Prime 101 Solus, comma, the. And we also have a 3-star Alpha Trion crystal. And we have a 5-star crystal I have already selected because we're going to be finishing out that the most recent one. So chances tonight are going to be Star Saber, Top Spin, and Skids. So, I mean, we got Hoist the first one, really cool pull. Then we got Aerate the last time. I said, you know what, that just means the next one's going to be a good pull. So here we are, where this one, we're definitely going to be getting a good pull. And but first, we're going to get the Duke City out of the way. We always like to end on a good note. It's thinking about which duplicates it wants to bring. Just giving us a nose cone. All food on the power core side. And it shows us hotspot. Oh, that was a 4-star hotspot duplicate. Okay, so that was actually pretty nice. And we got a gold G1 hotspot core. Pretty sure I have that or a G metal already. So, alright, so let's go ahead and get the one that we know what it is. Boom, boom, Alpha Trion. It is the space boat. Alpha Trion. Alpha Trion is among the eldest, if not the eldest, of the venerable Autobot elders, a high counselor of great wisdom, compassion, knowledge, and a grenade that can steal a foe's life force and heal back 25% of damage dealt. That's interesting. So I'm not sure if his little back cape actually opened all the way up. That looks a little weird. But, yeah. So there we go. So we'll have a little bit of story from Alpha Trion here once we get out of here. But first, let's see which 5-star bot is. Is it Star Saber? Is it Topspin? Is it Skids? So I should have brought my Star Saber over here and rubbed him for some good luck. But let's go. It's going to be good no matter what. It is Topspin. Very cool. All right. Like I said, I'm happy with any of them. I mean, Star Saber is definitely the real prize out of all of them. Clearly the best bot in the batch. But I've been liking I've been using my 4-star Topspin a lot, and he's pretty darn good. So yeah, I am happy. I'm happy. I told you I'd be happy with any of them. So Topspin. Yes, there we go. Story time. Welcome to Earth, Your Eminence. A little formal, don't you think, Ariel? I am simply Alpha Trion. No more, no less. Of course, but it is an auspicious moment. 3 Autobot High Counselors here, far beyond the boundaries of Cybertronian space. In a way, it was inevitable, Windstrike. In increments, the focus has shifted from our homeworld to this distant yet critical beachhead. Vector Sigma predicted this shift eons ago. Though our fate is in no way set, powers beyond our ken are in play here. Matters are coming to a head. Starscream, the Vok, Combiners, Heralds, Titans, the Gathering Storm. Indeed, we must do what we can to check the pace of this sudden escalation. Though I fear we are already too late. Then, may I ask, why are you here? To witness, Windstrike, and record. My quill is poised to write the new, and we hope not last, chapter in the Covenant of Primus. But surely we elders can at least influence these unfolding events. Of course. In fact, we have done so already. Here he comes. Ah, Alpha Trion, I was hoping to catch you. A word, if I may. But of course, Optimal Optimus. What troubles you? Mostly being put in charge of these Earth Wars. I'm not even of this era. That is exactly why you are the right bot for the job. Hard, unsentimental decisions will soon have to be made. And sacrifices undertaken. If we are to survive what is coming, well, that's just prime. So there you go. So that's another nice little intro story that when people unlock Alpha Trion for the first time in 6 years, it's going to seem weird. Yeah, you ever get one of those new bots that came out like 3 or 4 years ago, and their entry story was really focused about the overall story at the time? That's basically what this is. So they're going to be talking about, oh yeah, we've got all this. Meanwhile, in 6 years, like, the Vok is going to be gone. So it's a good story, though. It's fine. Yeah. So there we go. We've got Alpha Trion 3-star to level up, and we've got Topspin 5 stars. And that's about all the Earth Wars stuff I got tonight. But if you stick around, I did get a delivery today. So I got Nemesis in on Monday, and we did the stream opening her up, and did a good job. I did actually add the cannons and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and bring her over here. So I did take the cannons off of the sprue, so they end up actually right here on her chest. The other cannons end up like on the back of her arms, like you can see like right here. And let's see if we can get the Seekers. They're the same color as the ramp, but you can see I've got the Seekers there on the ramps now too. But beyond that, she's here. Tarn has gone back to the DJD. He got his mommy time. At some point, I'll probably get Tarn back over there, but I forget what I did. I think I went to go put the cannons on, and so I had to take Tarn down for a while. I was like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and just undo it for now. But I'm sure that's actually going to come back around. So let's see. So now that it's settled, what do I really think of her? I think she's really cool. I mean, some people are not going to like how thin she actually is, but it's nice, and it's it's just as beefy, and feels just as solid in hand as any of the other ones. It's just a very different design with like the big shoulder spikes and really long, thin arms. It's got the wings really out there. It's very much like a Seeker and stuff like that. So it's very different in design. Because I mean, if you look at like Metroplex and Fort Max and even like Scorponok and Omega Supreme, they're just like standard, really big looking bots. These two are very unique and very different. And I think that's one of the things I personally like about them. I mean, of course, Metroplex and Fort Max are based on the same engineering. Metroplex is just a heavy remold of Metroplex. Yeah, these guys are very... I'm speaking of the original Metroplex, not the other one. Yeah, honestly, I never really gave that Cybertron Metroplex another look like I should have since I've had them, but I will eventually. It's cool, but yeah, I definitely like the two of them, and they look good together. I haven't put them together next to each other in their ship modes yet. In fact, I haven't returned her back to her ship mode since I got her out. Honestly, it's been kind of busy. We got her out, transformed her to bot mode. She's mostly just kind of stayed here on my desk until I moved her over here for tonight. So, let's see, we got a question here from Detmo. Earth Wars currently upgrading to 16. Only have one 5-star bot in his Firefly. Wondering what bat should you open because you're getting close. Well, it kind of depends on which bot you're going for. Some of them are like really good. Some of the batches are just almost can't miss, but there's some that are just like, maybe like one that you don't want. Like the current batch, 4 really good bots. I'm a little partial to Hoist. Whether you or others might think Hoist is good or not is a matter of debate, I suppose. But Air Raid is generally considered one of the least desirable bots. So you have a chance that you could get Star Saber, or you could end up getting Air Raid. So maybe you don't want to go for that one. Legacy 4 was one of the first ones I completed. That's got the likes of, let's see, who are you saying Firefly? Okay, so you're an Autobot. So it's got like Elita 1, it's got Sludge, it's got Blaster, it's got Ratchet, and, who else was in that one? Prowl. All very good bots. Maybe you wouldn't want a healer so early. So maybe you might want to stay away from that, just in case you don't want a healer. And, let's see. Other ones are like, let's go take a look over here. I think Batch 7 is the other one that I completed. So, yeah, 7 is missing, so we'll see which one is in there, because they'll have Batch 7 over here. So, Batch 7 has got Blades, Laser Optimus, Jetfire, Rhinox is fantastic, and Smokescreen. So again, Legacy 7, very, very, very good as well. So Personally, I would do 4 or 7. If I had to do it all over again, I would still choose 4 or 7 probably for my first one. But it's really kind of up to you and what you want to do for your squad. So, yeah, Oktar is saying go for batch 4. Cuddy Fox is doing batch 9 because of Slash and Red Alert. So there you go. And Razorquake, of course, looking for Bumblebee and Goldfire. You know, massive Bumblebee fan. If you've been following the community corner segment of this show and seeing that half of the creations from Razorquake are basically versions of Bumblebee, I think we've got a pretty good idea who his character might be. So, I hope you get them eventually. They're Razorquake. Mega Prime is going for Flatline because you need a better healer. Yeah, see, again, it kind of depends on your needs and what you want. So, and here you go. Here's another one. Mike S. went for Legacy 1 trying to get Grimlock because he couldn't get that darn 4-star Grimlock. So, hey, let's get him through the 5-star, and that works to get you your 4-star Volcanicus. Yeah. Yeah, profile pictures, a dead giveaway, yeah, right there. Got the Bumblebee. Yeah, I always thought the same thing for first I heard of Flatline, a great name for a medic. And he's a Decepticon medic, so yeah. Alright, so beyond the Nemesis, the new figures, these arrived just today. And first up, I got G2 Cloud Cover, as if I needed another Seeker, but there he is. He's based on the Ramjet mold, and he's a nice light blue with some checkerboards, and you know, he's a good figure. I'm glad to have him, but when you think of G2, you think of like bright, loud colors, and while this is certainly unique, beyond the little checkerboard pattern, this dude you totally could see in G1, really, because it's just kind of like sky blue with some white and some black. It's not that far off of what you might find in G1. So this doesn't really scream G2 for me. I mean, if you were just to tell people, you know, okay, so the difference between Generation 1 and Generation 2, if they didn't know anything else about Transformers, you could say you could tell Generation 1 and Generation 2 from the fact that Generation 2 has really obnoxious colors. They would not think of this guy as a G2 bot. It's cool, though. He's good. He's good. Yeah, I did cave and got another Seeker. And I might be picking up that Nacelle, too. That Nacelle looks really good. That was just a reveal today. So, guys that you would definitely see as being G2 are guys like Toxitron here. Yeah, very bright, garish colors. Yes. Very cool. And I just figured it might be worth bringing him out, comparing him with the previous version of Toxitron I have. I think I showed him previously. This was a remold of the Combiner Wars. It's part Optimus, part Motor Master, part of the Collector Club. So you can see very, very similar color scheme. You know, obviously different going for looks there. I would say one of the things I would have liked to have seen on this new Toxitron is there's like almost no orange. The packages are dripping with this green and the orange and the purple, but the only orange that on the figure is this few drips on his tanker, and they actually really could have used a stronger coat of paint there because the black is kind of showing through. That's literally the only orange on this figure. Well, I suppose his matrix is orange, but that's mostly hidden away. But I would have liked to have seen a few more orange drip decos on the main character, if not in truck mode, but in bot mode or something. I am positive Toy Hacks is going to be taking care of that, giving us a lot more drips. In fact, they'll probably even be covering up the drips on the tanker. So I'll be looking forward to that. And so yeah, so you guys are already hit on the other one that I got. Yes, indeed, this is Dorito Jazz, or you could call him Nacho Jazz. It's Nacho Jazz. It's my Jazz. But yeah, definitely screams G2 as well. I had these all pre-ordered because these are the only ones they put up for pre-order. I definitely want that Grimlock. I definitely want Watermelon Mirage. I really want that Sideswipe. And Laser Cycle, I could take or leave. And I'm not in on the G2 Stunticon, so Dead End's not super important to me either. But this is definitely... I've seen some people maybe calling him like Cheetos Jazz or whatever. But no, this guy's definitely Doritos or Nacho Jazz. Why? Look on his spoiler. These are little orange triangles. Even on his doors, more orange triangles. This dude has literal Dorito paint job on him. This is Nacho Jazz or Dorito Jazz. I will accept either one. So, yeah, and I love the colors. One thing that would have been nice, comes with 3 weapons. He's got this one, which, this kind of looks like Hound's weapon, like his hologram weapon. This, I'm pretty sure, is supposed to resemble his shoulder cannon from the G1 toy. And this is the original pistol that came with the Studio Series version of Jazz. Now, what would be cool is if there was a way to attach it up to his shoulder, but as of right now, there is no way of doing it. So, you guys, I saw some of you guys asking to transform them, and yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and do it. You might have been asking for Toxitron. We'll do that in a minute, but we're talking about Jazz right now. He's definitely my favorite of these 3, just because Jazz is my second favorite character. And also, I love this paint job. So now you guys are calling him Nacho Cheese Jazz. And I'm not he definitely looks like Nacho Cheese here in bot mode. But as we get to the alt mode, you might want to rethink the flavor that he's going to be... that he would be representing. Because... And you might see it as we start to unfold his alt mode kibble. I'm not sure if Nacho Cheese is quite the best one. Best flavor. Because he's not as orange in his alt mode. This guy, see if anybody comes up with it. So to me, this is kind of a transition from Nacho Cheese in the front to Flamin' Hot Doritos here along the back. And since he's mostly the reddish color, I would say this is like Flamin' Hot Jazz. And yeah, I mean, look at this. He is prominently Doritoed out. Both doors and his spoiler, he's Doritos or Nachos. Yeah, this is Flamin' Hot Doritos Jazz. I don't have him totally quite right, but... that's better. Orange, you glad we made you transform him? Problem is, in alt mode, he does just have the one port. So of your 3 weapons, pick your favorite and then throw the others to the side. Razorquake is saying, I thought Starscream was the Transformers Dorito. He just looks like a Dorito. This guy has Doritos painted on him. I mean, the only thing he's missing is the logo. So, yeah. So we've got him there. You guys want to see Toxitron? You know, of course, this opens up to be the base as well. You know, that you can normally see. And there's not much to it. You know, the inside is not painted whatsoever. It's just all black. Got a little purple there. You know, so it's just that's not even fully how it goes, but it's not super exciting. Works best as the tanker. And Toxitron, this little gun sits back up on top of the tanker. These little weapons do have a spot inside the tanker where you can put them. Or you can store them on his vehicle mode if you don't want to do the tanker. Red Alert just got home with the core swoop, so you got 5 of the 6 dinos now. Cool! So I will say about the inside of the tanker, if you do go for the Toy Hacks upgrades, which I did do that for both Shoulder Pads Prime, the Laser Optimus, and also the Scourge, which was another version of this mold. I did get both Toy Hack sets for both of them. There are plenty of details inside the. They have plenty of stickers to add details inside the tanker. That's always kind of the trickiest part, getting the arms flipped around, because you kind of need to do things in between. Could probably spin the legs already. Let's see, this folds up, rotates back around. This comes up. And so there is your Toxitron in his alt mode. So really nice bright green truck with the purple wheels and everything. Looks really good, but he is definitely missing some of that orange splatter. And yeah, you can totally flip out his gas tanks, but the same issue with all of these Optimus molds is as soon as you try to grab it right there, it's going to fold in. I just don't even bother anymore because they never stay out. There's nothing to keep them out. So it's actually kind of a plain truck when you're so used to seeing like the Laser Optimus with the flames and different colors or whatever. He totally needs the splatters. So that's the only disappointing thing about him. I mean, I think he looks great otherwise. You know, then of course, you know, as always, you can attach the trailer to them. I think it looks really good. Just would have liked to have seen the splatters, some more orange to them. But you know, I think what it was that they ran out of orange when they worked on Jazz. You know, so they used all of their orange budget on Jazz and didn't have any left over for the Toxitron figure. So, and since we're already doing it, let's go ahead and do cloud cover while we're here. Pretty standard Seeker. This is based on the Earthrise, the Earth mode version of the Seekers. Not the Siege Tetrajet ones. But I mean, so it's got more of that type of a transformation. I always have trouble getting this chest unlocked. That's why you bring out the spudger. So, bring in the cockpit. Rotate this around. Boom. Fold the arms in. Close it back up. Fold those down. Make sure these are open. And you slide it all together. And you close those back up. They don't really tab into anything, so I always thought that was weird. But there you go. There is cloud cover in his alt mode. So yeah, kind of like a 8-bit striped pattern there. So I guess like sky blue camouflage there. Not as great camouflage underneath. So this is more like if he flies inverted, so then he'll probably blend in with the sky. I guess that's kind of how it goes. You know, his name is Cloud Cover, so I suppose like, you know, he's the color of skies and clouds. So I guess that's where the name comes from. Yeah, Red Alert is saying, anyone else getting sick of the ramjet mode being used for all the oddball seekers? Yeah, that's what I find weird, because you've got so many different coneheads to come from. You've got a dirge mold, you got a thrust mold, and then you got ramjet mold. So we got all three of those seekers. But so you got cloud cover here. You had the G2 ramjet. Of course, they're going to use ramjet for that. But you've got cloud cover. And then it was, what, Sandstorm or something like that? They both used also this ramjet. They didn't use a dirge. I don't know if that's... I'm not familiar with these characters to know if that's appropriate or if they just, for some reason, liked this one so much. You know? But, yeah, I did find it weird. It's like, oh, boy, another ramjet. I mean, the others aren't that different. I mean, it's really just kind of the wings a little bit. I mean, even like the Starscream, you know, and the other Seekers, the only difference is they don't have the wings on their legs. It's just instead of this little tiny piece, that's the full wing for those figures. But otherwise, it's all the same thing. So, but he does have the G2 Decepticon symbol. So does Toxitron, and Jazz has the G2 Autobot symbol. So definitely all G2. And, oh yeah, I forgot, you know, his little null rays attach under the wing. So there you go. And those are my latest pickups. I did take a trip out this afternoon to see if I could find, because I got all excited, you know, oh, hey, you know, if they showed up on my doorstep, maybe they'll show up at my local store. Maybe I could find that Watermelon Mirage or the Sideswipe. We're trying to figure out a goofy name for that Sideswipe. Yeah, I think the best one we got is Raspberry Lemonade Sideswipe, because it's yellow for the lemon, and we've got a blue raspberry kind of a color head. So Raspberry Lemonade's the best we got so far. I don't know if I'm entirely on board with that one. I was kind of thinking Sour Patch Sideswipe because, you know, the alliteration thing, but yeah, I definitely want Mirage Sideswipe. Laser Cycle would be cool, and I definitely want that Grimlock. I mean, that bright yellow with the teal Grimlock. Oh, it's so awful. It's beautiful. Definite going to be like the centerpiece of my hideously beautiful shelf, for sure. But I didn't find any of them. I even took a run to Target because apparently the Scooby-Doo scrap hook is supposed to be coming out. I didn't find him either, though, so... Towline, by the way, is a real name. And, yeah, Riddler, I saw Nacelle is using the Tetrajet mold. It should be the Thrust mold. It's like, yeah, it's like we've got so many... the Tetrajet was cool. When it first came out, everybody was like, yeah, Tetrajet. Now everybody's like, yeah, Tetrajet. We got so many Tetrajets. I myself have like 9 of them, and even I skipped like the SG Starscream. But although I did have an extra actual Starscream and made the Thundercracker out of it, but what are you gonna do? So Razorquake saying the 4th anniversary of his channel is tomorrow. Cool. We got a pretty special video premiering. So okay, cool. Everybody go check out Razorquake 46. Happy anniversary. I suppose another note that I could tell you is I kind of started ramping back up with the 3D printing again. I haven't printed anything in like months, but I finally got it back going again this past weekend, and I'm pushing forward trying to get my Pit of Judgment printed. I got about halfway through printing a nice big Pit of Judgment. Yeah, and yes, I did get that Pit of Judgment set. But you know, it's cardboard. It looks good, but it's just big enough for just that set. This is a really nice Pit of Judgment. It's not quite going to be as big as this. It's not quite going to be as big as my full display, but I'd say it's probably from here to there. So. It's going to be pretty nice. I'll definitely, you know, of course, I will show it to you guys when I get it done. But yeah, I have not done that. It's been on my mind though. It's been on my mind. I want to get back to that. Didn't get the Shattered Glass Screamer, but he skipped the premium paint version. Oh yeah, I skipped all the premium paint versions. It's like, why would I pay extra money for premium paint? You know, put the premium paint on the first time, or, you know, don't. I'm not buying another one at twice the price just for a little bit of extra paint, you know. Do you think the premium finished figures are the best version? Well, yeah, of course they are, but I'm not paying extra money for it. Should you sell or keep your DS Transformers games? Well, I mean, dude, that's totally up to you. I mean, are you going to play them? If so, then yeah, definitely keep them. If you're not going to play them, then it kind of goes down. It's up to you whether you want to hang on to them for nostalgic value and have them take up space, or try to sell them and get a little bit of money for them and clear out the space. You know, it's really up to you. If you can't play them, so... Oh, my screen froze. At least that was a pretty good face that I was making when it froze. If you can't play them, I mean, that's totally up to you. I mean, if you want to hang on to them for nostalgic value, then that's totally up to you. I personally... Honestly, since I just, you know, have a tendency not to do it, I'd still hang on to them just because I don't get around to getting rid of them, but it would probably be on my list to get rid of for about 8 or 10 years. until I forget about it and then come back to it again, and then by that point I probably just end up throwing them in the trash. But no, dude, that's totally up to you. It's been on your mind, ain't wasting no more time. Here it goes. Oh my goodness. Is 86 Snarl actually out now? Online has end of July, early August as a date. Somebody online has a picture. They got it from game. Yeah, you know, they come out at different times for different places in different ways. So I've seen pictures of people having Snarl already. So he's starting to show up in different places, but he's not out for me and probably not for you. Kind of like the War Dawn set with Ariel and Dion. Canada has had them for months at like their Toys R Us or something like that or whatever, and it's not even up for pre-order that I've seen. So, but yet Canada's got it all over the place, and so I don't have that. That's like the weirdest one, because I mean I could understand coming out at slightly different times. Like okay, things tend to show up in Hawaii and the West Coast before it finally makes their way over to the East Coast. I'm about as far away from the places where they get shipped to as you can get, so everybody gets their stuff before me, which is why it was so surprising that I was one of the first ones, you know, to end up with the Nemesis, and even these guys we saw tonight, you know, but yeah, but yeah, it's so weird, like the War Dawn. It's been Canada's had that set for months. Nothing here. Nothing that I've seen. So. I could go to Lowe's, get some paint, and do it for a quarter of the price of the premium paint figures. Well, you know, actually, by the time you go and buy all of the paints that you would need, you would have spent way more money on those jars of paint. I mean, you'd have plenty of paint left over, but you'd be ended up spending way, you know, I definitely wouldn't want to do that just for one figure. Oktar, super chat, thank you so much. Here's to get you started for that $1,500 Grimlock. Oh, yeah, the RoboSen Grimlock. That thing looks amazing. I mean, it looks great. The features are fantastic. You know, it looks amazing. But yeah, unless I get $1,495 more through super chats or donations, you're not going to be seeing it over here. Because you know, it's one of those things. As cool as it is, I would probably play with the actual features of it for about an hour, and then never do it again. That's probably how that would go. And I don't need to spend $1,500 for that hour. And then it would just look nice on a shelf. And you know what? I already have the Masterpiece Grimlock that looks nice on a shelf. So, it's amazing what they can do now, but that was way out of my price range. So, but I appreciate the $5. If I end up getting $1,495 more towards it, I'll think of you and your $5. I mean, it was the same. It was the same opinion about Optimus Prime, who was only $750 or $800. Amazing engineering, amazing development. Honestly, is it worth that price? I would say it probably is. It probably is, considering all of the parts and all of the mechanics and the engineering and the programming and everything that goes into it. It is probably worth every penny of that $1,500, just like Prime was probably worth every penny of that $700, $800. But I won't get that value out of it. You know, if I were to get it, I would enjoy it, like I said, for like an hour. How do I know that? Well, I went to Galaxy's Edge once. Well, I've been there a few times, but one time I went there. I did the Build a Droid factory. It's like $100. You go in there, you pick all the different parts that you can build. You can build yourself an R unit like R2D2, or you can build yourself a BB unit like BB8. You got a couple of different options. Pick one or the other. Then you get it, you connect it. It's got Bluetooth. You can control it around. You can drive it around. You can go do all that. And I probably so I did that. Thought it was cool. I set it down. I rolled it around. I did the BB unit, which is really cool that you can actually kind of control that little ball. How they actually made that actually work is still pretty cool. Still not entirely sure how they do that, but still, like 10 minutes. And then I put it right back in its box, and it's been sitting in the box ever since. So I have history. I know exactly how that would go. That was only $100. And, you know, at some point I could take it out and display it on a shelf or somewhere. A nice little purple BB-8 unit. 1500 is way too hard to swallow. That would be great. You know, so maybe they'll have one at TFCon. They had last TFCon I went to. They had the RoboSend Prime out. I don't know if they were demonstrating it or not, but I know they had some RoboSend Primes there. They'll probably have a RoboSend Grimlock there too. It would be cool if there was a demonstration of it. And you know, seeing pictures of it, it looks huge. It looks really big. It looks way bigger than the Masterpiece too. So, like I said, for what they put into it, I'm sure it's worth every penny of that $1,500. But I won't get the value. So anyway, so yeah. What other? Let's see. Well, I don't have those images. See if I can pull up this other chat. See if I can find those images. I want to say there was like a Nova Prime. There was a Nova Prime. Looks like it was based on the Siege Ultra Magnus coming to the Legacy line. I'm not sure where else they where else to find them. So I'm not really going to be able to bring this up. I just kind of want to refresh my memory. Okay, so first thing I saw looks like a couple of female Autobots, Cascade and Javelin. So yeah, okay, great. Just a remold of like the Power of the Primes female, or it's probably a Siege Chromia, which is basically the same thing. So it's like, come on guys, if you're gonna put out the female, they've got like 3 female molds. They've got like the Legacy RC, the Legacy, we'll call it Elita 1, or Minerva, it's Strong Arm, you know, they got that one. And then like the Power of the Primes RC, or Power of the Primes, you know, the Fembot molds there too. Okay, yeah, and I guess RC too, but that's about it. You know, there's not many of them, and it's just like the same ones over again. There's so many female Transformers that they use like 3 molds. So, Cascade and Javelin are IDW characters. The Cascade is not an Autobot. Okay, well, I can't really tell from here. Okay, yep, and then there's the Nova Prime. Yeah, if you see that picture of the Nova Prime, like the main one, if you look at the legs, you can kind of see like the little foot. You know, it's totally based off the Siege Ultra Magnus mold. It's got an inner Prime with armor going on it. It's totally that. Does look pretty cool though. Studio Series Ultra Magnus we talked about. Looks really cool. It's not the Siege Ultra Magnus, and from what I hear, it does not have that inner white Optimus like the Siege figure, which it is the Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus, and we never saw that white Optimus version of it, you know, inner white Optimus in the 86 movie. So having Ultra Magnus be a car carrier that turns into just the big Ultra Magnus bot with no other additional white Optimus with armor makes sense for that. So. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's also I'm not sure where it's coming out. Probably Generation Selects. There's like a new Hot Shot. It's basically the same Hot Shot that we got in Legacy, except he's red. He looks very much like Hot Rod, except this one comes with a couple of extra cannons and some blast effects in his Minicon Jolt. So that's I'll probably pass on that one. Trying to see if anything else. Might have popped up. Lost connection to the camera again. What is going on? I gotta try to find this a different way. Razorquake saying the Powerlink's Hot Shot definitely on the list. I'll have to give that one some thought. I mean, I'm not as big a fan of the Hot Shot character. I mean, it's a cool mold. It's a cool little toy, but I don't know if I need to go spend the money on another one. No, I think that's all. I think that's all I saw. There might be some more. Oh yeah, we talked about Razorquake was saying there was like a Studio Series Voyager Ratchet, probably a Deluxe Class Nightbird. Well, it was definitely a Nightbird. Probably Deluxe Class is what I mean about it. I had a feeling there would be, and I'm sure there's going to be a Studio Series Pablo coming at some point. Oh, there was also Core Class. You know that little freezer character? There's another version of that coming, which I suppose is fine because they were kind of like the army builder of the Terrorcons. And yeah, I was just getting there, Super VH, the Noah exosuit. So like the Noah Diaz exosuit. Although they gave him like a jet alt mode, which we never saw in there. So that is one where it's Transformers. So of course they're going to give him an alt mode, kind of like the Quintesson. Like the Quintesson Judge figure that we got a while back, a few years ago. They gave him an alt mode for... Yeah, he doesn't have an alt mode. He doesn't need an alt mode. But it's Transformers. Transformers get alt modes. So that's why the Quintesson Judge got one. That's why the Noah exosuit got one. So, but it's interesting that they gave him that jet mode. So yeah, I'll be picking that one up. But yeah, Super VH is saying really what you really want is Stratosphere and Wheeljack. I think Stratosphere might be a stretch. I don't know if they'll do that. I hope so. I would love to have a Stratosphere. I don't know if they would. I don't know if they'll go that far with it. If they do, they'll probably do a leader class, and that might be a little too small and disappointing. Like a commander class Stratosphere would be right in line. I don't know if they'll do that though. I think he is a little too minor of a character for them to put that kind of effort into it. But Wheeljack, I have a feeling Wheeljack will be in the next wave. The next time we see new Studio Series figures, we're going to see the Pablo Wheeljack. Novocaine. Okay, yeah, I knew it was. I couldn't remember the name, but that's like the repaint of the that freezer character. Maybe I'll go try to find those out and queue those up for next week or something. It's always annoying when they come out with new information, like literally like an hour before the stream and all that. It's just like I work all day. I take a couple hours between work and the stream. That's when I kind of relax, chill out, have some food, and do all that stuff. This is why we moved to Thursday, so I can do all my my prep work on Wednesday, and be ready so that I can have that relaxed time. Because when we were streaming on Wednesday, it was always I'd get off work, and then immediately from work I'd just go and quick prepare all the slides. Okay, almost done, live. Maybe I might have some time for dinner. Didn't like it. I like this deal where I can put the slides together the night before, and so yeah, when they're actually coming out with news the day before, it's hard to get in here. We can talk about it, but you're not going to see a whole lot prepared. And particularly that one, it was like a stream or something like that, and I was not actively watching it. I was just seeing other people reporting, and I'm like, oh, I don't know where this is coming from. So it wasn't even really. It's not like they sent out a bunch of pictures or these, you know. So anyway, enough excuses. I do appreciate you guys hanging out and chatting about this stuff, but I could tell from the stats, most people watching the replay, they were gone like 40 minutes ago. So most people that watch the replay, as soon as the Earth War stuff is done, they're off somewhere else. They don't even stick around for any of this stuff. So this whole part of the segment, that's for you guys live. If you're watching the replay right now and you see this, throw a comment in the chat and let me know that you saw it. And if you are, and if you do that, I really appreciate that you sticking around and watching this far. So, and I know which one of you guys are watching live, so don't go in there and put a comment in there and trick me. That's for people who are legitimately watching the replay and miss the stream. I mean, if you do it, nothing's going to happen. I'll just be like, oh, that's silly. But you know what? What's funny is I made that comment during the Nemesis stream on Monday. It was it was like real late in the video, and I made that comment. It's like, and if you're watching the replay this far, thank you so much for sticking around this far. And somebody did actually put in a comment that says, oh yeah, when you said thank you, and there I actually said you're welcome out loud. So I can't remember who said that. So if you actually said that and you're watching, thank you for your comment. I do appreciate that. But yeah, so I mean, it does happen. But yeah, like 98% of replay viewers are way checked out by now. So let's see. Oh yeah, there was the Menasor Legacy Menasor box set. Like so if you didn't end up getting like the full Menasor, like all 5 of the Stunticons, I know Motormaster, the Commander class Motormaster was particularly hard to get. So they're actually coming out with a full Menasor box set where you get all 5 Stunticons. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I've got all the Stunticons and they're all toy-axed, so I won't be getting that set. But I always like when I see that stuff because A, yes, I can skip it. But also B, I'm happy for anybody who didn't manage to get it and still want it. So, kind of like the the Studio Series, the Revenge of the Fallen Devastator. That big old set, it was like $300 or something like that. Had all those Constructicons in there. That that Bayverse Devastator. I was collecting all the Constructicons individually, so I didn't need that set because I already had them and I could put that Devastator together. But it was cool that they had the set for anybody who wasn't able to get them, or maybe they missed the first couple and they're like, what's the point? I'm not going to be able to go get them. So I like when they do the sets. Some people just like the sets just because that's a nice big display piece or something. So since it wasn't at the Nemesis stream, did anything weird happen like the Metroplex stream? Not like the Metroplex stream, but yeah, you should go watch it. You should go watch it. There's kind of a hint if you happen to catch my shorts. I did put up a new short video. That's kind of a hint for what went on during that stream. But there was no damage. No lights were harmed in the making of that stream. Are we ever getting Nova Prime as a figure? Yeah, there's one coming out of Legacy. They revealed it today. Are we getting him in the game? I don't know. Armada Sideways? I haven't seen anything about that. And I see your question was answered already. When? I don't know when they're coming out, but I did see they revealed it today at SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con. They did show a picture of a box set with, like, you know, very much like what the G1 set was. You know, it's the Legacy artwork, but it's kind of got the little windows showing all the characters in their car modes. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But I mean, consider the price. Let's see, Motormaster was what, 90, and then the others the deluxes are going for about 25 each now, so that would be about 100. So 190. I'd say you're looking at probably around $200 for the set. Maybe 189, 179. I don't know. I mean, but if you were to just buy them straight up, it was $190 for the 5 Stunticons. So it's going to be around that ballpark. And consider some of them were a few years ago, and by the time it comes out, prices might go up. So I would estimate you'll probably see a $189 or a $199 price on that set. So. Yep, clearly you just saw that video. Okay, so the way that turned out, if you go back and watch it, I'm pretty sure I'm the one who instigated it, because I brought out Tarn. We'll do kind of a live replay here, not exactly, but so you see the Nemesis here. You see her face. Looks very much like a Decepticon symbol. So I brought in Tarn and put them up very similar like this. So you can see they're they both have the Decepticon face. So I said clearly they're family. And I don't know who said it first. I saw Fire Talk say it and say, "Oh, it's like his mommy." And then I'm pretty sure I saw Larkin's Lair. I gave credit. I know a lot of you guys are saying it, but I saw he said you should have her hold Tarn like a baby. So yeah, I definitely saw the similarity in the face, and then you guys in the chat were putting the whole familial connection, and I just ran with it, and it was fun. Yeah, and yes, Super VH said clip that stuff. Clip that thing, and I was like, "You got it. It's a good idea." I wish I could have thought of something more than Rockabye Tarn, because I wanted to continue that a little bit farther, but I wasn't quick enough to think about it. But it's like on the treetop. What? That doesn't make sense, and I couldn't think of anything. So. Good times. Good times. One of these days I'll get around to doing more of that, and not just once a year when the Titan shows up. They're shoving Grimlock in our face. Some of us are reminding that Grimlock is not the only Dinobot. Yeah, well, but he is like the leader of the Dinobots, and if you're ever only going to get one Dinobot, you're going to get Grimlock. I mean, Studio Series 86 is giving you all the other Grimlock, or all the other Dinobots. We're getting them all. We've already got Slag and Sludge, and Snarl is starting to come out. We haven't seen Swoop yet, but of course they're going to do Swoop. If they were going to skip any of them, they'd skip Snarl, because he's barely in the movie. And but we did a Snarl. There's definitely going to be a Swoop. The core class, you know, in Legacy, we're getting all 5 of the Dinobots. Plus, they're getting a new buddy, Scar, Power of the Primes. We got all of them. Now Redecos, yeah, we got a Shattered Glass Grimlock. Are we going to get the others in Shattered Glass colors? Probably not. We're getting the G2 Grimlock in this new funky lemon yellow color, you know, in this Toxitron line. Are we going to get any of the other Dinobots in funky color? Absolutely not. We're going to. That one you can put money on. You're not going to get any more Robocen Dinobots. But you know, he's iconic, you know. So that's why you're going to see Grimlock. I mean, it's hard for anybody who might be a fan of any other, you know, Dinobots over Grimlock, but it's just the way it is. And never forget that Grimlock saved the universe when, after everybody else was taken by like that energy vampire, Grimlock made it to that moon, destroyed the little monkey man's machine, and reversed that whole energy thing. What was it? Tornatron, I think it was. Never forget, Grimlock single-handedly saved the universe. Because the guy's like, oh, I don't know how to do. What do I do? Goes like, how about you move this thing? He's like, oh my god, I didn't think about moving that one lever. Oh, such a ridiculous episode. I mean, it was cool, but I mean, the end, the solution to it was kind of ridiculous. I can't stop it. Here, how about I move this lever slightly? Yeah, that did it. Grimlock built the Technobots. Grimlock made Computron. What did Swoop do? What did Slag do? All Slag contributed was beryllium baloney. Snarl? Sludge? He's just dumb. But he's like adorable dumb. He's like slow. He's just got a slow processor. I guess he's not that dumb. He's just got a slow processor. Yeah. Yeah, there's Slash. They could talk about some more. Yeah, they come on, it's of course they're going to focus on their main IP. You're always going to see Optimus. You're always going to see a Bumblebee. You're always going to see a Megatron. Because they got to put it out to keep the trademark. If you don't put something out with that name, after a while the trademark opens up, and then you can have anybody else put it out and take it from you. So that's why you're always going to see, at some level, there's going to be an Optimus Prime. It may not be in the Legacy. It may not be in the Studio Series. It might be like a Play School figure of Optimus Prime. It might be a, I don't know, a one-step changer of Optimus Prime. It might be some other kind of thing or whatever, but you're always going to see Optimus Prime forever and ever until the Transformers as a brand ceases to exist. And if you ever see a dinosaur, you can be pretty sure it's going to be called Grimlock. That's just the way I think it goes, you know. Swoop saved the Autobots by evading capture on Cybertron and found Spike and Carly. Yeah, good point. Fair point. Yep. Oh, that was a good episode. Though he hurt his wing, so he wasn't as useful. But I mean, that just means that, that was more to overcome. So yeah, there was a good swoop centric episode. Yeah, it's a good call. He was when they were running on the. Oh yeah, it was the Cybertonium or something like that. That was where Jazz ended up like half transformed, and they just like couldn't work. And the Dinobots still worked because they weren't made on Cybertron, so they didn't need Cybertonium, so they could still actually work. But all of the other Dinobots ended up getting captured, but except Swoop. Yep. Yep, that's the one. Yeah, I love Grimlock's logic there. They're trying to get him to help. I don't care. It's like, but you need to help us get Cybertonium. He's like, Cybertonium? Cybertron. Okay, we help. He says, so it sounds like Cybertron. Hey, we might be able to go on a field trip. Okay, we'll go. Diamond Gamer, welcome. Hello. OCD, hi. Hello, welcome. Grimlock has his reasons. Yes, indeed. Oh. Mike S is chiming in. Dinobot saved humanity. Yeah, from Beast Wars. Yes. Yeah, a lot of people forget about Dinobot. Usually when we discuss the Dinobots, it's usually like the G1 stuff. You know, I really wish they would have given him a different name other than Dinobot, because it always causes so much confusion. But, I mean, it is what it is, so that's what you gotta call them. But, I mean, usually if you hear the term Dinobots, it's usually not including that guy. But I mean, it's a fair point. Dinobot is definitely a great character and very important in the grand scheme of things. Most people say OCDHI. Oh, but I got it right. OCD high. Well, you know what it is where I work, we have acronyms all over the place, and wherever possible, we turn those into words that you can say. So, anytime I see what appears to be like an abbreviation, like like the letters, like what you got there, I think of how would I pronounce that if it were an actual word. And and sometimes you got to say the letters for part of it, and then you say the word for the rest of it. So that's just my name. Oh, don't even get started on that. One of my old bosses used to say the same thing. It was always an abbreviation, not an acronym. Shut up with your semantics. I couldn't say that to my boss though, but. He's not my boss anymore, but I think he left the company, and lots of changes. It was years ago, but yes, I've heard that, and it's fine. But acronym, whatever. You are not my old boss. Yes, sometimes we say things that are not entirely accurate because it just gets the point across, and it just makes more sense. Sometimes it's easier to be slightly incorrect and make sense than to be purely correct and semantic and just make it harder to speak and say things. I mean, think of this explanation that I'm giving to you. That's a whole lot of words to have to try to explain to justify just saying acronym, because I just bored myself. And it's all your fault, Super VH. I blame you. Oh my. See, the only Dinobot without a centric episode is Slug. Even Slash has her own episode in TF Academy. Oh, okay. Your name is now EH. Yeah. My name is now Eh? That's why I don't ever shorten it or abbreviate it, because it's like At first I was thinking about, like tags or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, how could I tag things? Hashtag EH. I'm like, EH, No, we won't ever do that. So, no. Your VH isn't even a word. Yeah, see, and that's something where I say the VH because super stands for villain hero. There you go. I didn't know that. Learn something new every day. All right. Well, I think I'm running out of things to say here, and for those folks who just joined us, I'm sorry that you're getting here right at the tail end, but replay should be up shortly if you want to go catch up on some other stuff. But yeah, I think it's about time to get on out of here, and call it a night. So shouldn't it be V/H then? Oh man, I just liked the way it looked, and I like to say acronym. So there. Okay, we're getting silly. It's time to go. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. We'll see you next time.